beautiful Trinidad and Tobago is polluted and dirty. Our beautiful world is polluted and dirty. Human behavior has created these issues, but humans across the globe are also working on the solution.
Trinidad and Tobago is a ratified signatory to many multilateral environmental agreements related to climate change, such as the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the Paris Agreement, on the Convention on Biodiversity, the Basel Convention, the Stockholm Convention related to chemicals and waste, on the Convention to prevent desertification, on land degradation, and the ozone layer. Trinidad and Tobago recognizes that it has to play a responsible part in contributing to the solutions of these global problems enshrined in these various legal instruments and conventions. And as a ratified party, with it comes obligations under these various conventions. So we're talking about national action and global benefit. The obligations are being met through actions being taken and coordinated by the Multilateral Environmental Agreements Unit at the Ministry of Planning and Development through project implementation, sourced funding from various multilateral donors and international funds.
As early as the 1970s, Trinidad and Tobago joined the rest of the world in signing agreements that would help correct some of the problems brought about by industrialization over the previous 100+ years. These agreements are called Multilateral Environmental Agreements. Countries get together and decide on actions they will take to clean up or improve areas of the environment which are negatively affecting life on planet Earth. Some are soft laws, such as the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are an urgent call for action by all countries in a global partnership. While these are not legally binding, their principles serve as a guide when developing policies and action plans. Other agreements, however, such as conventions or treaties, are legally binding. Trinidad and Tobago has signed on to protect the atmosphere. These conventions, such as the Montreal Protocol, seeks to address issues like the depletion of the ozone layer, which is a layer of the Earth's upper atmosphere that absorbs almost all of the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, stabilizing and combating the effects of greenhouse gases, which contribute to global warming, is the objective of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, to which Trinidad and Tobago is a signatory. We have also signed on to protect land and biodiversity to prevent thousands of different types of plants and animals from becoming extinct at a rapid rate. And without such protection of land and biodiversity, humans may eventually become extinct. Our land is less fertile, and with the loss of tree cover, topsoil is being washed away, which may lead to issues like flooding and reduced agricultural production. These conventions also seek to protect water and waterways from contamination and regulate the transportation and disposal of chemicals.
Well, Trinidad and Tobago has been recognized in more than one of the MEAs as a leader in terms of the negotiations process, for example, under the Montreal Protocol, under the Climate Change Convention, under the Chemicals and Waste Conventions as well. And we have been recognized as leading in many areas on action, in climate action, for example. We were the first small island state in the English-speaking Caribbean to submit our contributions to the Paris Agreement. We were among the first to develop a monitoring, reporting and verification system, which is now being used as a case study for other countries. We were among the first to develop a just transition policy and as well e-mobility policy that aims at looking at sustainable transport. So we have been leading the way in many areas of implementing these multilateral environmental agreements that are now forming the template for emulation by other countries, and we are being looked upon and called upon to provide sometimes advice on how other countries can implement some of these obligations under the various multilateral environmental agreements.
Trinidad and Tobago continues to work on its ongoing commitments under the multilateral environmental agreements. Government works with the private sector, non-governmental organizations, and international bodies to do its part to mitigate environmental issues.
For up-to-date information on environmental issues and activities in TNT, please join our Focal Point network by completing the Google form found on the Environmental Policy and Planning Division's Facebook and Instagram pages.